This is the timesheet training for employees and supervisors. This training video will assist you in completing and submitting your timesheet. This is your company's portal page. The employee area is in the upper left-hand corner. To access your timesheet, simply click on the Enter Your Timesheet or Expense Report task as shown here. When you click on that, it will take you directly to the login screen. You'll enter your username, your password, and a system name which will be provided to you. Once you've entered the applicable login information, simply click on Login. This is a web-based product, and the preferred browser is Internet Explorer. However, the product is compatible with all browsers. To access your timesheet, you're going to go to Time and Expense, Time, Timesheets, and Manage Timesheets. The system will open up the timesheet for the current timesheet period. This is the header of your timesheet. It provides you with your employee name, your employee ID, your timesheet cycle, the timesheet period ending date, and the status of the timesheet, which will default to open. Down here is the body of your timesheet. You can see I've already started my timesheet, and I have 2 charge codes that were added to my timesheet. As a reminder, you should complete your timesheet on a daily basis. Be sure to record all hours, and the employee is the only person who should be recording hours to his or her timesheet. Please also ensure that you are recording time to the appropriate charge code. If you are unsure what you should be charging your time to, please reach out to your supervisor for guidance. To add a line to your timesheet, simply click on New. That's going to take you to the project field. You're going to click on the magnifying glass on the right-hand side of that field, and that's going to take you to the charge tree lookup. To find those charge codes that you are currently authorized to charge hours to, simply click on the query, do a find at the bottom, and that's going to provide you with a list of charge codes that you can add to your timesheet. To add a charge code to your timesheet, simply highlight the line and either double click or hit select. Either one will add that charge code to your to your timesheet. Then you can tab over. The pay type is going to be on that timesheet line for you. And then you can go ahead and start recording your hours. Again, you should record your hours at the end of every business day worked. If this is a charge code that you will be charging to on a frequent basis, you have the ability to add this charge code to your charge favorites and ask the system to auto-load that charge code for any future timesheet. To do this, highlight the line. In the bottom right corner, click on Add Line to Favorites. Next, come to Charge Favorites, locate that charge code, and simply click Load. Once you click the Load button, you will need to save your timesheet to ensure that the system accepts the load request. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save and Continue. I've got this message at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and complete my timesheet. For demonstration purposes only, I will be adding hours to multiple days. Again, please be sure to record your hours to the correct charge code at the end of every business day worked, and be sure to record all hours worked. So I'm going to go ahead and add some additional hours here. If you notice, Saturday and Sunday are highlighted in gray. Those are non-company work days. However, if you have to work the weekend, you would still be able to add those hours. So I'm going to just go ahead and enter some hours here. If you are working on something or a specific task and you've been requested to provide comments for the work performed that you are charging those hours to, in the bottom left corner, you see what looks like a piece of paper with the upper right-hand corner folded. If you click on that, that will open up a freeform text field. This gives you the ability to enter any comments that you wish that will substantiate and back up the hours that you are charging to that specific project. Once you've entered your cell comments, simply click OK. That will keep that comment icon activated so that your supervisor or anybody else reviewing your timesheet will know that you have entered cell comments on that particular day for that particular charge code. After you record your hours at the end of each day, please be sure to save your timesheet by clicking Save and Continue in the upper left-hand corner. Every time you save your timesheet, you will receive this message just letting you know that record modifications were successfully completed. You can go ahead and close that message. If you notice, these 2 days are highlighted in green. That's because I previously submitted a leave request and that leave request was approved by my manager. So I would want to be sure to record those hours to the PTO charge code. All company observed holidays will be highlighted in yellow on your timesheet. Once you have completed your timesheet for the timesheet period, please be sure to do one final review to ensure that you have recorded your hours accurately and that those reflect the hours worked and that the hours have been recorded to the correct charge code. Again, if you are unsure of what you should charge your time to, please reach out to your supervisor so they can provide you with the guidance needed. Once you have reviewed your timesheet and you are confident that it has been completed correctly and your hours are recorded accurately, simply click the Sign button. You will receive this message that indicates by signing this timesheet, you're certifying that these hours were incurred on the charge in the day specified in accordance with company policies and procedures. If you are not familiar with the company's timekeeping policies and procedures, please again speak with your supervisor so they can provide you with that information. Go ahead and click OK. You notice down here I have a warning that just lets me know that I've exceeded the maximum hours for the 22nd through the 28th. You will be able to continue with a warning. You cannot continue with an error. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And if you notice, my timesheet is now signed and the status of my timesheet has been changed from open to signed. Also, if you notice, I have received a warning on my timesheet. That warning lets me know that there was a warning I received when the timesheet was either saved or signed. To view those warnings, simply click on the Warning tab. You can see the warnings here, and it identifies that those warnings were received when the timesheet was signed. This will help anybody that is reviewing your timesheet. They will also be able to see those warnings. If you are responsible for viewing or reviewing timesheets for others, you will need to go to the Manage Approved Timesheet area. To do that, you're going to come down here to the Manage Approved Timesheet, and then you're going to want to do a search for the timesheet that you're looking for the individual. And I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. If you have already signed your timesheet has been approved, and it's already been processed, and you notice that the status up here indicates processed, and you have been informed that you need to make a correction to that timesheet, you will need to submit a cost reallocation form if the timesheet correction is required after your timesheet has been processed. So please reach out to your supervisor for that. If you are a supervisor, manager, or somebody who reviews or views timesheets, please be sure to continue watching this video so I can demonstrate the steps you will need to take. If you are an employee and you don't have those additional responsibilities or requirements, this concludes the training for employees for their timesheets. And you may go ahead and exit the video at this time. Again, for those of you that are supervisors or managers, please continue to watch the video so we can go through the additional steps needed to perform the functions and requirements of your specific role within the timekeeping area. So now let's continue. For those of you who are responsible for viewing or reviewing timesheets, you're going to come down here to the Manage Approved Timesheet area. You're going to want to do a filter by here. Make sure that you change that to status. Make sure that you select the applicable functional role, the timesheet schedule that you need to review or look at, the year, the timesheet period, and then you're going to hit the Execute button. That will retrieve those timesheet records down here so that you can go in and perform your review. If you have any questions about how to review timesheets, please contact either your supervisor or your time administrator so they can assist you. If you are not a supervisor or manager, please exit the video. If you are a supervisor or manager, please continue to watch the video as we will be walking through the steps needed to approve timesheets for your employees. Let's continue for those of you that are supervisors and managers and have the responsibility to approve those timesheets. You have a couple of different ways that you can find the timesheets that are pending your approval. You can use the functionality that I just showed you by going to Timesheets and Manage Approved Timesheets, and you can see I have one timesheet here that is pending my approval. The other option is to go to Configuration, Resources, and Manage My Desktop. This will provide you with the tasks that are pending action by you. You can highlight the task, click the Launch button, and that is a hyperlink over to the Manage Approved Timesheet area. This is the header of the timesheet. For easy viewing purposes, I recommend putting this into a form view. It makes it a little bit easier to locate if the employee received any warnings when their timesheet was saved or signed. This is the header of the employee's timesheet. You'll see the timesheet period ending date here. The employee currently has one revision to the timesheet, and the timesheet status is signed. As a supervisor or manager, it is your responsibility to be sure to review the timesheet for accuracy. Please make sure that the employee has charged their hours to the correct charge code on the correct day and that you agree with the hours that the employee has recorded. If you agree with the timesheet information, simply click the Approve button. If you identify that there is a problem or an error on the timesheet, please be sure to reject the timesheet by clicking the Reject button. If you reject a timesheet, you will be required to provide a brief explanation as to why the timesheet is being rejected. Please be sure to provide enough detailed information so that the employee can go in and make the necessary corrections. For demonstration purposes only, I will be approving the timesheet. And simply click on the Approve button, and if you notice, the timesheet has disappeared from my screen. If you want to just double check to ensure that that timesheet has been approved, you can change the filter by here to status. You can uncheck the status boxes so you only have the approved box checked. In this case, I'm just going to enter the year. I'm going to go ahead and enter my employee ID for the timesheet that I want to validate has been approved. go ahead and hit the execute button, and you can see there's 2 timesheets approved for this test employee and 2 timesheets open. So you can see your search criteria counts right here in the upper right-hand corner. If the employee has received a warning on that timesheet, you are going to want to make sure that you look at that warning tab and review those warnings. As a reminder, employees can continue with a warning, however, they will not be able to continue with a hard error. If you have any questions pertaining to the timesheet functionality or the time process, please be sure to reach out to the time administrator for assistance. This concludes the training for supervisors and managers for how to approve timesheets. Thank you for watching.